Using 3 words, how would I describe me watching Fuente? I would say that it was powerful, it was moving, and it was current.
I found it to be riveting, absolutely heart-wrenching, and inspiring.
Fuente Ovejuna was one of the strongest pieces I've seen in my life.
Based on historical events, Fuente Ovejuna is a Spanish Golden Age honor play telling the story of the oppression and uprising of a 15th century Castilian village. In this adaptation by Sundance Short Film Award-winning director William Oldroyd, the women of Fuente Ovejuna seek retribution when a lustful commander attempts to rape a bride on her wedding day.
I think that the play itself is extraordinary, but I think that this particular production of the play maximizes the impact of a very important, eternally human story.
Previously presented in the United Kingdom by master's degree students at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art, the Duc d'Ame Ensemble is excited to bring this adaptation of Fuente Ovejuna to North American audiences for the first time.
There's something incredibly raw and messy about the show.
It has everything. I mean, you go from the court of the Spanish kingdom all the way down to a rustic village. You experience a wedding banquet. There's flamenco music and dancing and celebration. And then all of a sudden it turns into a blood-soaked revenge tragedy.
When we're talking about a subject matter as we do here, it is shocking and forces you to think about the world that you exist in.
I was on the edge of my seat the entire time, holding my breath because of this play's power. It was hands down my favorite play of the Lambda 2014 season.
One of my favorite things, which was just so unique, I never experienced it before, was the way in which the audience was divided. So there were all the men on one side and the women on another side, and then the action of the play was happening in between. And that was a really extraordinary thing, especially given the content of the play. There is a lot about gender dynamics.
It's a great piece, very contemporary issues, but coming from a classical place in the golden age of Spain.
And all of this happens in about 55 minutes. So it's a really extraordinary play, and it's done by an extraordinary group of actors.
I think they did a really great job of showing a bunch of young people who care about the world that they're coming out into and want to change for the good.
And that's really the point. I think there's room for debate on how much one show can do to change the world around it, but I don't think there's any room to debate that in a world that is still rife with the oppression of women and the abuse of power, even in the freest country in the world, that it is at least the job of theater and the responsibility of theater to tell these stories, to try to elicit and inspire change.